Oh boy. This is getting hot, guys. Ugh. Trunks moaned softly as he gave in and kissed back, nipping the bottom lip lightly. He shuddered slightly as he felt Vegeta's hand roam down the sides with their chill touch, slightly damp from the sweat that had built up during the training. When they reached his hips, they left, and the Demi-Saiyan heard the soft sound of his trousers being unzipped, and suddenly his father's touch was back again as he hooked his thumbs over his trousers and underwear to slide them down to his legs. Once they reached the knees, he allowed them to drop into a pool on the floor. Deciding to make the most of it, Trunks cast his fear of his father aside and slipped his tongue into the prince's mouth to taste every single place that it could reach. He soon felt another tongue rub smoothly against his, and so it turned into a wild, passionate dance within the darkness that they had been sealed in. A cold tremble suddenly reached the future boy's back, as he was gently forced backwards to press against the wall. Reaching back, Trunks rested his palm upon the cold wall to stop himself from crashing right through it. A small noise of protest was heard as Trunks suddenly felt his father's lips leave his. He slowly opened his blue eyes, pleading silently with him to continue, as he saw the unusual cocky smirk had returned to Vegeta's face.
Drink of water.
I got the perfect fan fiction for this. This is going to be amazing.
Kneel down, boy. The smirk widened as he spoke, quickly running his gaze over the naked body of the future version of his son. What? Trunks was taken aback slightly. Kneel? Come now, boy. Vegeta turned his head sideways slightly. You didn't seriously expect me to play the part of the bitch in this, did you? Now kneel! Trunks didn't reply, but slowly slid down the smooth wall until his buttocks came into contact with the floor, his gaze never leaving his father's face. He should have known that there would be a catch if his father had agreed so easily. Now he'd have to spend the time acting as the man's bitch. Good boy. Vegeta kneeled down behind him and pushed him flat on his back before taking his wrists and placing them above his head. A shudder ran through him once again as he felt Vegeta's lips at the base of his neck, brushing against the bare skin. The soft kisses were trailed down his chest and over his stomach. He ground slightly with pleasure, allowing his body to relax completely as he felt the loving contact roam lower and lower down his body. Suddenly, his eyes shot open again, and a low cry shot from his throat as he felt Vegeta's tongue run down his length. He arched his back as slight trembles of pain began to come, mixed in with the pleasure and excitement. The Saiyan Prince quickly flashed his gaze up to Trunks' face and smirked as he saw one cheek pressed to the floor as his back slowly came down. His eyes screwed shut as his body suddenly hit with a mixture of new feelings and experience. Vegeta chuckled lightly to himself, deciding to toy with the boy a little bit longer. Bending his head back down, he took his length into his mouth and began to suck lightly on it.
Nice job calling the dick a length. That's very classy. Let me take another drink of water. That's good. Imagine that as a length going in my mouth. It's pretty hot, isn't it? All right.
If it's a leg,
Now, where was I?
suck my leg, bitch.
Vegeta choked a bit and withdrew slightly, but still kept the cock of the now excited boy in his mouth. He raised his head slightly to run his tongue over the head and then nip it lightly. Ow! Trunks cried as he suddenly felt a shot of pain run through his body. Something wrong, boy? Vegeta raised his head to look at the younger Demi-Saiyan. No. Trunks was beginning to pant heavily. Father, please, don't stop. The smile stayed on Vegeta's face as he took the length into his mouth and slowly sucked on it again, running the tip of his tongue over the head to draw out more cries and moans of pleasure from the boy from the future. He suddenly felt a warm liquid run down his throat as the younger Saiyan was unable to hold back anymore. His face screwed up slightly as he quickly swallowed it and brought his mouth away once again. You look like you enjoyed that. Vegeta laughed to himself as he watched Trunks lying on the ground, his breath coming in fast and heavily as his body began to glisten with sweat from the lights that lined the room. I'm sorry. Trunks opened his eyes slightly. No worries. Vegeta toyed with his son even further by drawing small circles on his chest with one finger. But I'm not finished yet. I just hope that you're ready. Receiving a small nod, Vegeta took off the black shorts. That he wore and slid on top of Trunks. He watched as the rises and falls of his chest grew quicker and larger with anticipation, his blue eyes only half open to watch his every move. First time? Vegeta raised his eyebrow. I guess you could say that. Trunks blushed slightly. He hadn't expected his father to ask that. There's a first time for everything, I guess. Vegeta shrugged his shoulders as he prepared to enter his son's body. He was ready for him, but wanted to leave him in suspense for just a little bit. Trunks' eyes slid shut again as he rested his left cheek back onto the tiled floor again, seeing his chance. Vegeta thrusted himself hard into the younger Saiyan's body.
Okay, I'm gonna need a big glug of water, because shit just got real.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
This cry was by far the loudest as Trunks' eyes suddenly shot wide open and his head was brought off the ground slightly. The cry of sudden pain from feeling the intrusion into his body trailed off into a loud noise of unbelievable pleasure, and his head soon relaxed again. I told you to be ready, Vegeta said as he brought his head down closer to his face, breathing the words into his lips. Then he claimed them with a kiss again, going straight into the mouth without waiting this time.